Products we know you love, and we know how much you love the Stanley FatMax. We bring it to you with a special offer, and that today is a reduced clearance price, saving you $35 and free shipping and handling. So this is your roadside service in a box. You know what? Your knight in shining armor, and his name is Stanley. And so I want to introduce you to my friend Howard Irvine, who brings it to us this morning. Howard, I know the Stanley name, growing up with it. Dad had the tools, had Stanley products. So this company that's been around for what, almost 200 years?
Over 170, yeah, it's generational.
So what exactly is their FatMax?
The FatMax is their highest end line. It's like you take all the bells, whistles, the rugged, heavy duty. Whenever you see the FatMax name, you know that's what you're getting. I know when I buy tools and I see that FatMax name, that's the one I'm grabbing because I know it's the best.
The best of the best.
And this is it, 1400 peak amps. Instant starting power.
So what exactly is a power station?
Well, this one in particular is 3 tools. The 3 most important things I think you can have with you. It has the power to jumpstart your car, whether it's 4, 6, or 8 cylinders, with 1400 peak amps of instant starting power. It has an air compressor, 120 PSI air compressor, to be able to inflate your tires, but it also has the accessories for sports balls, beach inflatables, and even racing bicycles, digital gauge, and then it is the power station, where you have 2 plugs of 120 volt AC power, just like in your house, up to 500 watts. Then it has a 12 volt socket, just like in your car, as well as a USB for all the things we want to recharge. So whether the power goes out, whether you have a dead battery, or whether you have a flat tire, this is going to take care of all of that in one power station.
Well, let's go ahead and kind of show you how some of these features work.
Certainly.
We have standing by a car, and if the battery is dead, which during the winter I know you get a lot of service calls for dead batteries, they get drained easily. I don't have to call road service. I can actually, you know, jump start my battery myself.
You can, and you don't have to be worried about that. I mean, think about that. You go out, you have somewhere to go. You don't plan an extra hour into your day to get to work. You get in that car and you want it to go, but if it doesn't, it's a panic situation. You're like, what do I do now? And I know a lot of people are intimidated about jump starting the car. If they had jumper cables, they'd have to get somebody else, wait an hour for roadside assistance. They worry about that. You don't have to. With the Stanley, there's a safety built in. So I'm going to hook it up incorrectly on purpose to show you that you're not going to hurt anything. It's going to tell you that it's wrong. There's a beeping sound. There's a little symbol of a battery flashing. That's letting you know you have them on backwards. So you simply switch them. And you haven't hurt anything. You haven't damaged the car or injured yourself. It tells you also when you have it on right. Now the gauge lights up, giving you the status of the battery, and a little engine symbol is flashing. That's letting you know you've got them correct. Turn the keyless safety switch to on, and you've got 1400 peak amps of instant starting power, so you're ready to go right away. You're not waiting around. You're on the road in 5 minutes or less.
So I don't have that jumble of tangled cords and cables in my trunk. I don't have to wait for another car to wait for them to assist me, you know, and ask a stranger for help. You do it yourself.
Yes, I mean it's a terrible feeling to be, you know, helpless when that happens. And there's no gauge in your car that says the battery's going to die tomorrow. It just does. And you're left, oh no, what am I going to do? I have to pick up the kids. I need to get to work. I just want to go home.
You know, it always happens at the worst possible time. Not when it's that lazy Sunday drive. It's when I've got frozen food in the back the truck and I need to get home. But the FatMax does more than just jumpstart your battery. It has several features, and that's what makes this different and special. So here's a big one. Flat tire.
Just as easily as your battery can be dead, it's even easier to get a flat tire. The Stanley FatMax has this long hose, so it reaches the valve stem even if it's at the top. It's got the sure fit tip, so it's easy to put on. It threads right onto your valve stem, so there's no wrestling with a difficult to install air adapter. You turn it on, and it's going to tell you the pressure in the tire. That's the 32 that we see right there. Then you're also going to see the pressure. This is set up because it's an automatic gauge. I can adjust the pressure that I want, up or down.
And we can find what it should be for our car right
inside the driver's door. Once you set the pressure you want, you simply hit the compressor button and turn it on. Now I can walk away. I don't have to worry about overinflating. So any of the fear I might have of overinflating the tire and not getting it right is gone. I look at the sticker, I set the gauge, and it's going to remember that the next day, the next week, the next year. So you'll always be able to set that. Whenever that light goes on, says tire pressure low, pop out, get it to a safe level, and continue on, because you don't want to drive with a low tire.
And Howard, I love that you're standing here while it inflates, because I remember having a slow leak while pregnant, and I had to grip, you had to hold it in place and squeeze the air.
And now it's
so I had to be down there while it did it. It was, you know, it was actually really kind of hard on me.
And as you see, you're picking it out of the back of the car. That's where it belongs, in your trunk, so that if you have that dead battery, you've got the 1400 peak amps, 120 PSI air compressor, and it goes anywhere. You don't have to worry about, does the cord reach, does the hose reach? It goes wherever you need it. To the car, the lawnmower in the shed, the boat trailer out behind the garage, whatever you need, it's right there. Auto shut off, that is my favorite. So many times I've used that.
So we're showing you the features of your Stanley FatMax power station. It's more than just jump starting your battery. So look at all the different ways you'll use this. One of the big ones, using it as a power source.
Absolutely.
So we actually have a chart with different run times. So if you plug in a lamp, if you plug in, you know, your smartphone, this will charge it. Look, 25 hours for my phone.
You know, that's one of my favorites, the alarm clock and the phone, because if that power's out, you got to charge your phone up so you can keep in touch with your family and friends, make sure they're okay, let them know that you're okay. You can certainly put on the television, the alarm clock, so you wake up and you're getting 5 hours with the TV. Think about the router for your laptop or your computer. You might think, oh, I have a battery in there. I'll be able to go on the internet. Not if you don't have a wireless router.
And
it's
you can
working.
plug in the router and the laptop at the same time,
Yes, you
because
can.
remember, you have 2 outlets, plus that
Absolutely.
additional USB, and you do have what do you call this one? The cigarette lighter.
12-volt
The
socket,
12-volt
just like in your
socket,
car, and then a USB.
So really you have multiple outlets.
Yes.
And you know what, I do want to remind you, this has been marked down. So we can't order more of the top of the line FatMax.
Right.
So you're getting it at a reduced price. You're getting it for less and on our best easy payment plan. In addition, the shipping and handling is free because this is, you know, a heavy unit. So to get it at home with no shipping and handling charge is fantastic. So let's plug some
Well, yeah,
items
everything
in.
you see around us is actually plugged in right now. The television behind us, the fan on the floor, the
Okay.
lamp on the table, the alarm clock, everything is running on the Stanley FatMax right now.
So this lamp is running off the FatMax. We've got our alarm clock running off of the FatMax. Here's the smartphone. Here, I'm going to give it a little touch. Okay, it's running, trust me.
Yes, it has a very dead battery.
And then we also have down in the front your GPS, whether it is your laptop. So all of these things you can plug into the FatMax, and we are heading into what they're predicting to be one of the most frigid, harsh winters around the country, not just in like the Northeast, but even southern states. So this is important to have on hand. It's almost like a little teeny tiny mini generator.
It is, and it doesn't have to be just for those emergency times. It can be for the fun times, the tailgate.
why
I
you
just had the
got
blender on. Go to the beach, you want to play music, you want to run the blender, you can, up to 500 watts. If you're unsure, just look at the item you want to plug in. If it says it's 500 watts or less, you're safe and you're good to go.
Well, V33459 is your item number. And you know what? I understand we actually had another color at one time.
We did.
That's how limited we're starting to get. So you have the Stanley FatMax now at a reduced price. And now let's talk about some of the accessories that come with, because my pet peeve is when I go to find them, they're not where they're supposed to be. This actually can house them on board.
It does, and it stores right in that compartment where the air compressor hose is coming out of right there. You're getting a vehicle charging cord, which is great because if the power's out for days, you'll be able to recharge it while you drive. You're also getting an extension cord to recharge it, and that plugs right into the wall. It's just a normal extension cord. You don't have to use that one, but it's stored inside, so you have everything you need to recharge it inside, everything you need to do your inflation, your jump starting, it's all in one package, never to be lost. That charging cube that comes with a lot of rechargeable items, you don't have to worry about that. It's built right in under that cover in the front. So you always have it with you.
All right, so I want to show everyone, because that is kind of the big question. When it's time to recharge my FatMax, how do I do so?
Well,
so show me where.
This is what you don't need. This little charging cube that always gets misplaced, lost in the drawer, because Stanley has built it right into their FatMax. So you can use any extension cord. It could be the simple household cord, the heavy-duty orange one.
So I'm just plugging this into the wall using the extension cord.
That's exactly right. And they include one. Here's the one that's included. Here's the vehicle charging cord that plugs into the 12-volt. All that is stored right inside this compartment here with the air compressor hose.
That's perfect. So there's no hunting in drawers.
Right, exactly.
Going through boxes. And so how long will it take, when it arrives, do I need to charge?
Yes. When you get it home, plug it in, let it charge up. It'll automatically shut off. You don't have to worry about overcharging it. After that, you just want to top it off every 30 days.
Okay.
Not because it's dead, but just because batteries lose a little over time. And then if you've jump-started a car, if you've inflated a tire, you power something up, recharge it so it's ready to save the day the next time. I mean, think about this as a gift.
So, well, anyone that has a car.
Yes.
Like you said, one for the house for sure. This, I think, for any new driver, it's just peace of mind of knowing, you know what, my daughter's on the side of the road.
My son's 16, he just got a car. I make sure one of these is in every car I have because you don't want to be stranded. You don't want your loved ones to be stranded. When you receive this as a gift, you're going to know it's Stanley. You're going to know that's great. But the first time that person that you give it to receives it and gets to use it, they're going to call and thank you again for saving their day.
Well, you mentioned Jumpstart. Can we show everyone how simple it is? This is Jumpstarting where you don't need those big, long tangle of cables. You don't need another person.
Right.
You don't even need to make the phone call to roadside assistance. You can jumpstart your car yourself.
Just open your hood, find your battery, bring out your FatMax, sit it right there because it's nice and stable on this horizontal platform. It's not going to fall off, and then connect it. And don't worry if you have it wrong or right. It doesn't matter because the FatMax is protecting you and it's going to let you know. I'm hooking them up incorrectly. Now it's going to tell me, it's beeping and a little symbol is flashing, the battery, saying you have them on backwards. I haven't damaged the battery, the vehicle, or injured myself, so I switch them. It's going to tell me that too. Now the whole gauge lights up and the little engine symbol is flashing. That's letting me know I have it connected correctly. So now I just turn the keyless safety switch to on and I have 1,400 peak amps of instant starting power. I'm not waiting around recharging this battery. I'm jump starting it just as if another car's here, but I don't have to worry about that other car. I don't have to worry about connecting it wrong or right.
The sparks coming out, because I think that's what scared me all the time.
Absolutely.
So you can see Howard actually put it on incorrectly, but there were no sparks.
There was no spark.
Nothing to be worried about.
I heard from a grandmother who was 70 that helped her teenage granddaughter out with a jump starter, and her granddaughter was so impressed, like, Grandma, I didn't know you knew how to do that. and just as easy as it is to jump start, it's easy to inflate your tire. The SureFit tip threads right on. That hose will reach, and this goes anywhere you need it. You pick it up and go. Digital gauge, so it's auto shut off. So you simply set the pressure you want, turn it on, and forget about it. Now I already inflated this tire, so it's just right.
But you know what? If you are buying any holiday toys for the kids that require being inflated, you'll be so, if you maybe get them the little mini bouncy house for the inside, all the balls and balloons.
I like
and
for
all
balloons
things
at birthday parties, my cheeks start to hurt, and it's just much
easier
easier to use this.
Well, V33459 is your item number. Over 300 of you have taken advantage of this clearance price and free shipping and handling today.
That's nice.
Hey, Howard, thank you so much.
Where did Howard go? He ran. I show up, the guy disappears.